Hey, you don't mess with GABA receptors. This is my story of benzo cold turkey withdrawal back in the summer of 2012. A trusted psych nurse just cut my prescription down. I had been on a benzodiazepine for, at that time, about 6 years. And I said, fine, I didn't need the prescription. The next 2 weeks were the most horrific hell. It was just the worst hell anyone can imagine unless you've gone through benzo withdrawals. Now, benzos are a classification of drugs mainly prescribed for anti-anxiety, insomnia, seizures, and so on. And they suck. What happened to me when the benzo was abruptly taken, which is called a cold turkey taper, I had hallucinations. Light and colors were brighter. I couldn't think straight. I had seizures. I didn't sleep for almost 3 or 4 days straight. My panic attacks were worse. I ended up in the ER shaking with psychotic symptoms. Had I gone to a psychiatrist, they would have prescribed antipsychotics. And honestly, no thank you, because my GABA receptors were fried from the benzodiazepine. I didn't even learn that term till back then. So in the ER, I described my symptoms, and the doctors and nurses there said I just had to go back on the benzo. And at that point, almost 2 weeks of seizures and depersonalization, meaning I couldn't feel anything physically, I couldn't smell or taste, I couldn't feel water temperature, I couldn't feel the wind, I couldn't feel when I clapped my hands or anything. That's because GABA receptors, when someone becomes tolerant, I hit tolerant withdrawals, but that's another video. When someone becomes tolerant, they can get withdrawal symptoms. I did not know I was going to be addicted, and that's what it is. The benzos are highly addictive. If you've been through it, or you have a loved one who has gone through benzo withdrawals, then you understand. You know what windows are, you know what waves are, you know what tapering is, a dry cut, you know what the Ashton method is. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I will make more videos in the future, but I want to get the word out. And what happened to me in 2012, I could have died. I could have seizured out, because benzos mess with every part of the body. It's not just the brain, it's not just receptors. You think you're dying, you think you're going into having a heart attack, but to just cold turkey someone off of that is very unknowledgeable and dangerous. I could have died. You think you're going crazy if you cold turkey, so don't cold turkey. But that was 2012. 4 years later, I will have many updates. And I will make more videos on benzos. These are not medications. They do not help. Anti-anxiety medications can cause worse panic attacks and worse symptoms, which is beyond anything than your initial anxiety. There are natural remedies, but just don't mess with GABA receptors.